Some people have seen where God has brought you from. They don't really understand it. They don't know your story. The things.
My name is Bright Cookie. My wife had a contraction at the month of her 6th month of pregnancy. So that week, the hospital where we registered her, though she had not gone for scan, the hospital where we registered her at Obibo location. So the doctor said that she must come with scan. So it was then that we went for scan. We found out it was twins, and the twins were supposed to be delivered by 16th of November, which is this month, 2020. So the water was still coming out, and they said they could not manage it, that they have to refer us to PMH, which I told them I was not ready as at that time for it. So we now came back. Someone directed us to Pilgrim Hospital at Umeble to Oyibo. There she delivered. She stayed there. When she went there, they accepted her, gave her bed. She stayed there. After 1 week, she delivered. It was twins. She delivered normal. So after delivery, because of the children are preterm, they now have the man said that we'll have to go to incubator. I don't have money for incubator now. So I told him I don't have money for incubator. The man said, okay. I told him to manage the baby for me because of I know what is involved in incubator is not a small something. So they began to manage the baby. We stayed in Pilgrim Hospital for 3 weeks. We went there on the 6th of September, and on the 13th she delivered. So we stayed there till on the 6th of October when we left the hospital due to the complication that came up on the boy. So they referred us after we stayed there for 1 month. That week they said they wanted to discharge us. The boy now began to have a sticky stomach and begin to have a chew-up particle. The particles were greenish. If it touches your clothes, it will stain it. So after some days, after that happened on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, the doctor now said they cannot manage the case again. We have to move out. So they gave us a written note later to UPTH. They referred us to UPTH. So when we got to UPTH,
they were twins. So they were triplets? No, they were twins. One boy and one girl. So the boy was very ill, had intestinal obstruction. The stomach was very big. What would have caused that? Children have intestinal obstruction when their intestine do not fully form well. The hole inside the intestine, the opening is not fully formed. So when they come out, they don't feel it when they are in utero because they do not need much food. So when you now initiate feeds, food now will eventually turn to stool. It can't pass through, so the intestine is so big, and they were preterms. So because they were preterms, we had to call the surgeons in. When surgeons came, we planned to do surgery. Already, the child has already perforated because they came a little late. I think because of the financial problems. Child had already perforated, stomach was so big, very toxic child, and we eventually lost them. But the female survived. It was a very small baby, and thank God the child did so well and came out of it. So after the discharge, maybe it's now big now, maybe it was so small. So after the discharge, they had difficulties with going home. We had to rally around. Some of our members to also help in church, and were able to get funds to pay for the discharge, hoping that they'll be discharged and go home. But ever since that time, over 1 month now, this woman has been laying outside in a bench. On that bench outside with this little baby, exposed to all manner of things, mosquitoes, colds, and even other ill children. In fact, the hospital is a place where you wouldn't want a healthy newborn to be. And the places, as soon as they are born, we want them to go home. We don't want them to mix with other ill babies because they can become very ill. But thank God, God has been helping and protecting the baby. The baby has been with the mom outside in the bench. When patients are in the bench, you know what mates, and they may say patients are here, you're no longer our patients, wait outside. So she just keeps being there. People are around, you see her, maybe she's starving, you just give her something to eat, and she's breastfeeding. So the house had issues of both, so they are homeless for now, and that's why there's no place for her to stay in this whole Port-Harcourt. It is the hospital, that space outside, that she can lay her head to rest while she talks to patients, other people moving around to help her with money to eat and all that. And it's really, really, really very terrible.
I'm not Eric.
Okay.
So I met the baby on a Sunday, two of them, a boy and a girl. Just as she had said, baby had intestinal obstruction, the male child. The baby lived for some days before the baby finally died. Then we had to struggle with the other baby, the female baby, and with God's help, the baby survived. So when the baby was actually discharged, taken out of the incubator to the bed, they told the mother that your baby has been discharged, but they couldn't do anything to raise money to foot the bill of that baby. So it was someone else that also came to foot the bill for them. They paid the bill, she carried that baby that day. All of us thought she must have gone home with her baby, but unfortunately, we still saw her around the hospital. So I had to call her, what is happening? Why are you still here? So she now told us that she doesn't have a place to go to. So how are you managing? She said even for her to eat is also a problem. So she begs around anybody that can help her. And she has been here for more than a month.
And that is not acceptable.
She has been here for more than a month. So she can't come back to Skibo, but she has been in front of that children emergency. The chair there, that's where she sits. With this. There was even a day she came to me and told me that the baby is running fever. She doesn't even have money to buy drugs. I said, it's because you are still here. The baby is coming in contact with other sick babies. So automatically the baby could equally get it since the baby is a premature. So in one way or the other, they had to sort that out too. The baby is a bit better now, but still is not the best. Still staying in the hospital.
And since then, we were supposed to go home. But because of the challenges we are having at Oyibo, where we stay, the compound, my landlady and her husband, they are having issues. And the husband keeps sending agents, keeps sending people threatening us to leave the compound. Even last year I was arrested for it because they said we should pack out of the place. The husband was threatening. For the woman doesn't have issue. It is the husband that was threatening. So people are now advised us we should leave. So the little money I raised to get another apartment for me and my family is now what we use to begin to run this whole thing. So people assisted us also. Now we have been, since they discharged us, we could not go.
Okay, my name is Reverend Hassan. For the grace of God, I work here. And I have some of my colleagues who are very good in terms of helping people. And one of them is a member of OPM. Her name is Mrs. Joy Daniel. I think this is very, very Lady Daniel. She has brought it here people to help people. One-on-one. Because we used to see the challenges of people at that frustration center where you see that woman when they don't have you.
Okay, you call their frustration center?
No, when anybody that they discharge, they come there to beg help from people because they will not allow you to stay in the ward again. This lady used to beg for help every day, sometimes 500 naira, sometimes 1,000. Anytime I want to go down, the woman will just accept me. And I don't know what to do. And the woman has no problem. They have a problem where they are saying.
Okay, thank you very much. We've heard all that you've said. But he called me, I'm the welfare director of OPA, Dr. Mrs. Mbodu. So he told me everything you people narrated to him. So we are here today to take her to the house and for one of our estates to hear him present. So from today you will no longer see her around. She's not going to a house where she will not pay a dime. She will just stay there free of charge. As long as place because it's a place where we bring in the indigent people to stay in for the time being until God blesses them. They will now come to us and say, God has blessed us, so we want to go to our own house, or we've gotten another place. Now. But I tell you, even as she's leaving, the man of God also said that he's going to give her money to start business.
Wow!
Give her money to start business, but she cannot just sit down there and be looking at the roof or the house. So we are going to give her money to start business. Maybe the husband will sort him out. That is what maybe has help. It's a cry of joy. So God bless you for taking care of her. So she's not in our custody. Thank you very much. She's not a member, we don't know her. This is my first time of seeing her. Have you seen me before? So thank you very much. Thank you for coming. The church has taken charge. Thank you.
Yes, we love you.
Just lift your hands and get a witness and say, what I've gone through, life and favor. I'm delivered with a testimony. You gotta have a testimony to sing this one. Look somebody in the face and say, can't imagine what I've gone through. God did it. God did it. I can't take credit for it.